Good morning, everybody. So today is January 30th, 2025. Yesterday was the FOMC meeting, the first one of the year. We got some pretty boring news. They didn't raise the rates. Rates are going to stay flat. So what did that mean for Bitcoin? Not a whole lot. We had some volatility. Going on. I think actually, this was the daily candle right here, this green one. That was the daily candle yesterday. But once we zoom in, you'll see what's going on. But my price prediction right now is that we're kind of topping out here. We got a swing failure pattern, a little wick above this daily point of control, right around whatever price that is, 105,286. So looking for this daily to close. If we go to the smaller time frames, we can see how the swing failure pattern kind of kicked in. But this is my prediction. So we're going to come down. We're going to retest this golden pocket from the low down here. So if I draw a Fibonacci extension from the low to the high, you can see our golden pocket is, right in this area. So from the 618 to the 615, these two indicators are golden pocket. I've kind of put my pocket around the 65, just waiting for price to come back down. And I am currently in a short position. So like I said, taking a short position, I think the price is going to come down to this area. The 96 would be, kind of a crazy, that's just under 10,000 right now drop. But first stop would probably be, we're gonna find some resistance right here. So we have the value area high, this white line, coming across right around 104.5, and then up here to the daily point of control 105,286. So this range right in here. Let me just draw a box on this just to make it a little bit more clear what I'm talking about. So this area here. This area here. Oh. So that area right here, this is where we're going to find a little bit of resistance. So we're either going to break up or break down. I think if we break up, we'll probably test these highs here and this daily point of control, possibly even a wick up to the all-time high. And if we come up this high, if we come up to the all-time high, this is where I expect. This is where we have to look at the charts and we have to see what's going on. We have to see what's going on with the indicators and everything else like that. But right now, as of right now, based on the indicators, based off what I see, I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a short, and price prediction down to here. And then actually, if we do come down and we break this point of control on the volume profile, the yellow line right here at 98.5, I do expect the price. I hate to say it, but we could be coming down to $93,000, $93,000 area. Now, is that going to happen for sure? No, I don't know. Right now, the price is 105, 104,994. So the price is coming down. Let's zoom in a little bit. Was there anything else I wanted to say? We got a fair value gap down here right at the 93 range. Now, it's not impossible for us to come all the way down that far. So right now, though, immediate price prediction, I think we're going to come down. Like I said, I think we could sweep up and come down prior to coming down, but I think this golden pocket still has to be retested before we can take off to new all-time highs. Don't quote me on it, but it's just a prediction, So the other thing I wanted to say is the Bitcoin strategic reserve has not been announced yet. And I think that what you're going to see with Bitcoin is you're going to see the price kind of range. And let me clean up my chart a little bit. A couple main indicators here. Actually, let me turn off a couple of these other ones just to make it really, really clear here. I'm going to turn off these daily point of control so we can see a little bit better. Let me just go ahead and get rid of that. And so our main indicators right now, see this volume profile. So this right here, actually that's kind of a little bit big. Let's bring that down to maybe even, let's go down a little bit further. I don't know, it's just so much. I'll keep it at 15. This white line up here is the value area high. This white line down here is the value area low. And then this yellow line is the point of control. And as you can see, the price came down, bounced off the point of control, came up here, and now we're in that value area high area, right? It's not a definite line that it's going to stop from, but you can see came up here, rejected, came down here, rejected, came back up, point of control, above it, below it, above it, back up to the value area high, came up above. Now it can deviate above, and then it came back down bounced off the point of control. You can see that wick right there. Down. Value area low, bounce up, down, up, deviate, down. So we can play this game all day. And honestly, what I've been seeing in the charts is like, I think this is going to happen until we get that catalyst of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, until that's either until it's announced. Right now they have the cryptocurrency committee or group that's supposed to do, get some research done, trying to figure out what the best plan is for crypto and the crypto stockpile, the US crypto stockpile. So I think that until we get the announcement that the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve or that the crypto stockpile will contain X amount of Bitcoin, we're just not going to see that catalyst. We're not going to see that catalyst to drive the price straight up, to go parabolic in the banana zone. It's kind of like what we saw back here, right? So this was a long 10 months. And it's kind of a big range, but this range is going back to, what's the date on this? I mean, that's February of 24. So from February 24 to the election where Donald Trump was announced in November 6 of 24, I mean, we just had this range just here, hit the top, came down, top, down, kind of in a, it was a little bit slanted. Everybody was talking about this big bull flag right here. But until we broke that, it just kind of like stayed in this range. It just really stayed in that range. And then we started to get some momentum. The election was happening. We started to build up, little front run there, came up, down. This was November 5th, and then November 6th, it was announced, boom, boom, boom. We get that parabolic move all the way up. And I mean, if we take a measure on that, I mean, geez, did I not click my ruler? We're talking about, that was a 39% increase in price, 39% from where Donald Trump was announced as the president of the United States. So, and then if we take, let's do a 39% from, like, let's just say here, right? And if we go up 39%, something like that. So to get that next big move, maybe to 145, where actually 130 was kind of like the cup and handle pattern that everybody was talking about. So I think the next big move would be up to around 130, 125, $130,000 range area. What makes me say that? Well, there's a couple different reasons, right? And if I take, let's zoom out. So let's go to the daily. And then if we look at the daily here, so there's a big cup and handle pattern that we've been talking about for some time. Let's go ahead. I don't want that one. I want the brush. And it's kind of like this. Kind of came down. This is the cup. And then this little flagging out here area, that's the handle, right? So if you take that measured move, it's kind of like, and this is just an estimate, from the bottom of the cup to the top of the cup. And, it could be this peak right here. Totally, no real indication on it. But then from the top of the breakout, and so that measured move is 125,000. So I honestly don't think that we'll see that move until we get the strategic Bitcoin Reserve announcement. Because as you can see, like, nothing happened here. It just went sideways, sideways, sideways. We had the Bitcoin ETFs got announced, and we had some movement. And this was kind of like the Bitcoin ETF spot right here. It was like announced right here. That was in January of 24. And then it came out, shot up. And then we just never really broke that $73,000 area until President Trump was announced that President Trump won the election. So then we shot up, and now we're just making this new range. We have this new range. So this is going to be our trading range until we hear some big news. Right? I think there has to be a catalyst. There just has to be a catalyst. It's just what I've been seeing in the charts. We're just waiting for that catalyst to come through. What's the price right now? 104,889. So until we get the announcement of what's going on with the United States and the Bitcoin, I think we're just going to stay in this range. This value area high to value area low. Probably stay in this range. Could even come down to 93,000, or possibly lower. There is a chance that we come down lower before we bounce up. So if I turn back on the Lux Algo indicator, there should be some fair value gaps. So there's a fair value gap, that green, and plus an order block. So I would not be surprised, honestly, if we come down to test the $92 to $93 range before we take off. Or we could hit that range and just come back up to the value area high at 104. But there could be, I mean, there's always a chance that we could get the, a wick down. A wick down to these areas because if we go to the daily, where did I see? I saw the loan. Okay. So I think this would be our best indicator. Let me just stretch this out a little bit. This fair value gap right here, I honestly, I can see a wick coming down into this area, this 81,000. This $81,000 area, 83, wicking down and then bouncing up and then we rock it. So if I took this one, it could come all the way down to here before it turns around and we just smash out of here, right? Oops, wrong way. I keep doing this. Hit this before we bounce up. Honestly, that's really what I see in the charts right now. So, I mean, if you're trading, and I'll show you my trade, I just wouldn't, don't bet on it. I mean, I'll tell you what's going on with me. Like the old me, before I understood day trading and learning how to read charts, I'm like, oh, we're coming up here and like we're going to all-time high. We're going to all-time high. And then I would start opening a trade and I'd be like, oh, let me long this because we're breaking out. And then it would maybe come up and then turn right back and down. And I'm like, every time this was happening to me, I'm like, what is going on? And I started reaching into the charts a little bit more. Like if the price was coming down here, like if the price was here and I started to see it break down, I would take a short right here. I'm like, oh, we're going down further, right? We're going to come down further. Not the case. What I've learned is, you got to understand your levels, your ranges, and I think this is probably the most important part about trading. Once you understand the trade levels, that's when you can start to trade differently. And then you start to use the indicators like the MACD, the RSI, stochastics, money flow, and then you can start to get a better idea of what's actually happening right now. Right here, the stochastics on the daily starting to turn up, but which is not necessarily like going to tell you anything specifically. But it is an indicator that, we could see some strength on the daily or it could just flatten out. Now, if I go to the 4-hour, which I'm on right now, so I'm looking at the 4-hour, and the 4-hour stochastics are high, so momentum's kind of leaning down. I did have a line here. Where was I drawing? I think I was drawing that on the 1-hour. I think on the 1-hour I had some divergence. I had some bearish divergence on the 1-hour, and there it is, right? So bearish divergence on the 1-hour, stochastics coming down, RSI just crossed through the moving average. So we came from a higher high here on the MACD to a lower high, right? So downward momentum, but if in the same place that we have it here, so we match this up, so that would be from this point and then to this high, right? So that's a higher high on the charts, but a lower high on the MACD momentum indicator. So I took a short position, not to mention that this was an area of resistance, right, as indicated by this candle area right here. So big drop down, resistance, big drop down, cycle through, wave around, FOMC meeting, boom, boom, boom. We're up here again. Now here we are at this high, a little bit of a swing failure pattern, right? If we go to the 4, we can see this wick and this doji candle, right? So these levels right here, you can see this wicked up, broke the highs over here, wicked up, came back down, closed within the range. Doji star candle, indecision candle. All right, so this is where I opened up my short. So I'm on the short and looking for this price range to come down. And I just don't see the momentum on the upswing right now. And like I said, on the 1-hour, we got the bearish divergence. So I think this price is coming down. So if you want to take a short trade, totally up to you, not financial advice, but I'm just saying. And then we have fair value gap down here, which acts as a magnet. If anything, we could see like maybe a wick up, so we could see a wick up to 106, which would close me out of hit my stop loss, close me out. But then I would look to open up another short up here. And then I'm going to take profits down in this area. So that's it for the morning update on Bitcoin, and the price prediction. That's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Put them in the comments below. If not, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.